Serious business.
What'd you even do, dude? All right, folks, welcome back to PEG Wrestling, baby. We are here. We're hurting, but listen, we're punching back tonight, right? We're punching back, and we're previewing the duels. So, we're going to be previewing the duels tonight.
Good.
But in addition to that,
we got some dynamite duels tonight.
Yeah, we're going to be discussing the duels tonight and the Penn State punchback, really.
Yes.
And, you know.
Yes.
I must say, just to start this off. Can I say just start this off?
Go ahead.
First and foremost, like and subscribe. Wow, I forgot my pre-notes. Like and subscribe, USA Wrestling and Wrestle Madness. Join in on Wrestle Madness. And but I must say, I have seen on the internet a lot of, can I say, a little overreaction by the media on these signings by Bo Bassett, Jax Forrest. Can I say that? A little bit of an overreaction. And I consider us to be kind of a level-headed podcast.
Oh.
So, folks, we're going to bring everyone back down to earth. Here, we're going to bring everyone back down to earth. A lot of overreaction in the media, right? We're going to talk about maybe the past 10 years, number one recruits, how they have panned out. But, dude, a lot of overreaction. My goodness, right? People freaking out. I saw a Penn State eulogy out there.
That was good. That was good. If things are funny, they're just funny. That was funny.
Penn State fans, oh my goodness.
I was a little worried about you after watching it, thinking, oh my goodness.
I take one shot at
I
Penn
lightened
State.
up a little bit, and I thought, who cares? Who cares? You know what? That was funny. That was kind of funny.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, I wasn't enjoying it as I was watching it. I thought, this is absolutely ridiculous.
And I also thought it was absolutely ridiculous. But listen, folks, sometimes, Joe's crying all night. I can't sleep, so I get ideas in my brain. And so I'm like, all right, let's just wake up and just do them. And that day, I just did it. And, folks, I forgot to mention, join in the comments. We'll add your comments. Always appreciate the comments, folks. And even possible call-ins possibly later. But we're going to be talking about the duels that are happening here just very shortly. So we have big, huge duels tonight, but I guess before we get into that, we have to get into the recruiting reaction because the last time we were on air, we were officially where BEG was wrong.
Yeah.
We predicted big time hard that Bo Bassett was going to Oklahoma State. We were wrong there, but Jax did go to Oklahoma State.
You got to give it to Jax and Bo. They kind of had us all fooled, or a lot of us fooled, or just they had us all guessing. And that's the way it should be, and I like that. The thing that I seen out of this was this whole shakeup is, when you got major things happening, and we'll get into this, we got evidence that the top 1 and 2 on the big board each year, it's rare that they don't work out to be big.
We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about that. But what I seen from this whole thing is that, to me now, we got 4 tiers in college wrestling for the next half decade plus.
Okay.
The Penn State tier. That ain't changing. Oklahoma State, Iowa. That's the second tier. Third tier is them dangerous teams. The Virginia Techs, the Ohio States, the Michigans. They're dangerous. Watch out. And if they elevate a couple guys, they might be able to join that second tier. Possibly. Then that last tier. Tier. The tier is, I hope these guys don't get cut. With this whole profit sharing, a whole bunch of politics involved. And we're going to find out later when we talk with Kevin, something about the NCAA wants to get more involved with NIL, majorly involved, and things are going to get mucky. Zach, they are. They're going to get mucky.
It doesn't sound like it's getting very mucky if you're a Nittany Lion fan based on your tiers here. And
yes, and I'm going to prove that when all the Iowa people they're over there having a party over there in Iowa. Oh, we're everything right now. I'll tell you what, we'll give you the Rainey twins. We'll give you the Rainey Twins.
Be
You want
careful.
Mako? We'll give you Mako
Be
on top
careful.
of Bo. So now you got everybody and they're still gonna have nope, ain't gonna do it. Penn State, I cannot believe what Kale has built here, Zach. I'm blown away when I get a look into this, and I'm talking maybe 2 years down the road. Now, 3 and 4 years down the road, that's too far away.
And that's where it's going to take a long time. It took a long time to take down Rome. So it's going to take a long time to take down this dynasty that Kale has built. But the fact of the matter is the building blocks are now in place and being moved into place to build that program to take down Penn State. And
this one thing, I have this theory, and I wrote about this on our Facebook page, and there wasn't a lot of reply, so obviously a lot of people don't agree with me here. But here's what I see. Okay, Nichols, I don't care what any of the wrestlers said. Believe me, we're in a prime area to get buku bucks. Once the profit sharing's in here and the NCAA is kind of monitoring, censoring, whatever word you want to put, how much money an NIL can make, and it's based off, we'll get into that. Right now, it's the Wild West, and people can make buku bucks, and I believe that there was buku bucks shed out for both Bo and Jax. That's what I believe. I don't know how much, but
we'll never know.
Yeah.
But,
By the way, and I don't want to get off on this, but in the end, we're talking about a professional sport here now. This is what it is.
At this point.
Now we're in a little period where everybody wants to play best of both worlds. We just stop picking on the kids, and stop it. He's just a college kids. Let the kid have No, that's not the way it goes. This dude is making money, and he's a professional athlete now. And guess what? All professional athletes have to put up with. Us
Media.
Annoying fans,
Media.
speculating and giving our 2 cents. That's the game. You got to put up with that. Now, I'm going down a road with a dead end on it. So, come on, help save me. Anyway, here's my theory, Zach. So, Iowa has these big dogs now. We're going to show you what 2027. We already all kind of agreed next year Penn State has a distinct advantage. We kind of expect Penn State to win this year. We kind of expect Penn State to win next year. So that's why the year 2027 is brought up. 2027 could and should. Iowans are expecting Iowa to have a championship 2027. I think that's a fair statement. Certainly 2028, 2027 or 2028, Iowa's going to expect to have a championship. And here's where I think
I have up the theoretical 2027 Penn State lineup. Now, the Oklahoma State, folks, that's an incorrect graphic if you look at the Oklahoma State side, because we had predicted Bo Bassett. But really, out of Bo Bassett, it's all really still technically true, right?
there's so many unknowns, because the one thing that I came away with is Penn State really wasn't interested in Bo or Jax. I think they have a different plan, and I have a theory, and this is my theory. It's on your thumbnail, and so anybody wants to bark at Zach about his ridiculous, stupid thumbnail,
Look at the thumbnail.
You can direct it my way,
okay.
Because my theory is Kale's playing chess. And it's time to go get international stars. Go ahead, get your little high schoolers over here. One of the world's pound-for-pound best wrestlers, Ono, will be Penn State's 120. Well, he's in the room now, Zach.
I mean, he's arguably the best pound-for-pound wrestler in the world.
The thing is, once they get them in that room, it's
Ono, dude, which, by the way, just accepted my Instagram follow request. Shout out Ono, baby. Let's go. Let's get out there and
can you imagine
in that media space a little bit? You know what I mean? Ono, or I'm your biggest fan now. Starting right now, Ono.
Yeah. Well, the fact that colleges may start going out and getting international stars, I don't think is that a loopy thought? Is that a ridiculous?
That is the only logical direction for it to go. And the only, up to this point, the only logical thing that would make sense would be for Kale to be ahead of the space and to do it first, and for him to pull arguably the best pound-for-pound wrestler in the world.
Boom! At one of the toughest weights.
It would make me sick. It would make me absolutely sick.
Go ahead with your bow. We're bringing Ono in. There's 6 right there. It's 6-0 Penn State. Let's continue the discussion.
And it actually seems very logical, very possible at this point. He's in the room, dude, and as you see in the thumbnail pic, dude, I mean, he's literally in the room practicing.
Now, we know nothing. This is nothing.
This is total speculation.
Two whacked out fans speculating over here.
And we'll tell you if we're wrong. But we'll also tell you if we turn out to be right.
We'll eat crow. I'm just saying.
We have a winning percentage up to this point.
We're here to have fun guessing. That's what these podcasts are about. Well, I'm guessing. And to me, this isn't loony. This isn't wacko, Zach.
Oh, no.
This is. I can see how this fits together.
Well, Ono's. Let me say this about Ono. I mean, is he not the first international wrestler who's really expressed an extreme interest in American wrestling? And he's doing so, and now it's like, okay, it almost kind of opens your eyes and makes you think like, all right, well, yeah, we want you, if that's a possibility.
Here comes Penn State. Ono at 125, Luke Littledoll 133. Ouch! What a way to start a match. Wow. By the way, did you see what Littledoll said? He said something about being hungry. He says, those that are really hungry are going to do well. He says, I'm starved. That's what I'm
That's a dog. That's a dog, baby. I love it. That's what a dog would say, baby. Greg C. says Ono's visited a couple RTCs. We'll see. But listen, that's all speculation. So let's get back to like the real things that have actually happened, which
that's come off a dream cloud.
Yeah, get off your cloud 9 over there, and let's come back to
I'm
reality.
telling you,
because
it's
the
not that
reality
wacko.
is that Bo Bassett, the number 1 recruit in the nation, went to Iowa. Okay, and the number 2 recruit, Jax Forrest, just committed to Oklahoma State. So, and the number 3 went to Iowa, was at Ross, and so it begs a question. And I must say, shout out to Internet, because I had the idea for this, looking up the past 10 years number 1 recruit. Early this morning, I text you.
Yeah,
they literally came out with them. So, props to Internet, dude. They got good thinkers over there. Internet Wrestling, but it's a valid point we got to talk about, which is how typical is it for the number 1 recruit out of high school to actually live up to expectations? And let me ask you what you would consider to be expectations for the number 1 recruit, because I'll tell you what, and then I'm going to ask you about the number 2 as well. The number 1 recruit out of high school in the nation, I would consider to be living up to expectations to be 2-time national champion or more, right? The number 2 recruit, you only have to be a 1-timer or more, because we're talking about the number 1.
That's
expectations to me is 2 national champions.
I can't argue that.
Seriously.
Argue that.
Because there's only one number 1.
That's a very good point, yes.
So can we set that as the bar, as like do you live up to the expectation or not, as far as what we're about to discuss, which is the number 1 recruits in the past 10 years.
Figueroa, who was the number 1 guy, I forget which year, he's got a title. But let's be honest, if he doesn't win another one, will he live up to his...
I would say no.
I think I would say no, too.
I would say no.
I think I would say no,
quite
too.
frankly, I'm a big Ferrari fan, but AJ's still out there, the 2020 number 1 recruit. If he doesn't win a second title, I would argue he doesn't live up to expectations. I can go across the board here, but really, the reality of the fact is, like, if you are the number 1, okay, you're the LeBron James, you're the Tiger Woods coming out of high school. That's what Bo Bassett is, and even more so than maybe any high schooler ever to come out. Let's get real, okay, because being that hype up to that moment is one thing, but then living up to those expectations after the fact is a whole nother ball game, dude. And there's been few and far between who have done it. LeBron James, Tiger Woods, like how many actually have done it? We got the past 10 years up.
Quite a few.
Quite a few. What do you mean quite a few?
Done what?
Well, lived up to expectations.
Absolutely, quite a few.
Okay, well,
Quite
maybe.
a few. I mean, look
In
at it.
wrestling, maybe
Okay,
it's different in wrestling.
2025 and 26, we don't know. Right now, 27, they got Melvin Miller, number one. 2026 is Bo, so we don't know. 2025 is Marcus Blaze. We're going to find out soon. So let's start at 2024. Luke Lillendahl. Not enough time. We'll start to find out this year.
Yep.
2023, Meyer Shapiro. I mean,
Well, he's 0-1, right? Technically,
he is 0-1.
So and the bar is 2, so he's got to go 2 for 3 now,
Okay.
right?
2022, Jesse Mendez.
He's 1-for-1 technically, right?
He's 1 for 2.
1 for 2. Okay.
Yes, and of course, number
And the
2 that year
favorite
was
this year.
Number 2 that year was Nick Feldman. By the way, Meyer Shapiro in 2023, and Ben Keeter was number 2. Angelo Ferrari was behind Luke Lillendahl in 2024. 2021 is going to be interesting. They may not live up because I don't think Figueroa's going to do it again this year.
He's not a
could,
favorite.
he could, I guess, but I don't have
He
that.
did it
feeling.
last year as an underdog. And
yes.
so for him to do it again this year as an underdog would be something else. And then Facundo, obviously not.
Yeah, Facundo's number 2, and there's more to be
Wow,
seen there.
so-
A lot of people, by the way, there's speculation over there on that daggone Iowa board about Facundo. They're after him over there for Iowa.
People are calling. Phone lines are hot. The Facundo phone lines are hot right now, baby. I know. And they should be.
Yeah.
They very well should be.
Well, maybe we go pick up a Russian to replace Facundo. We'll do what we have to over here at Penn State. Okay, that's ridiculous.
So what? We're like 50% right now, technically, maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
But then
2020, AJ was number
and
1.
Plot.
Plot was number 2. Plot didn't work out because you're expecting 1. He's not going to get 1. Let's be honest.
No.
You don't know that.
Okay, so
he could win it this year. No,
33%.
he's not going to win it. But if you want to believe that, go ahead. But
33% of
AJ winning
expectations.
2, maybe not. Look at what Buchanan's doing. Look what Barr's getting better. Believe me, Barr's right there where
And
Buchanan-
Bar wrestles tonight in a big dog match, folks. We're going to
Big
talk
dog
about very shortly.
I can't wait for these big matches.
So we're gonna find out, but yeah, I don't. Can AJ win too? I don't know because that would be the expectation at this point, which is, let's say he doesn't, and it's 33%, and go back to 19. Then it's Kirk and Colton Schultz.
Yes, and Kirk may only have 1 now.
I know. So
What are
we're
you
like
over
at
there laughing about?
25% now. Well, I'm just trying to prove my
Colton
point.
Schultz, that didn't work out. But
Gable, yes. Aaron Brooks,
2018,
yes.
Stevenson and Aaron Brooks. Wow, what a year!
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean, that
goodness!
was an unbelievable
There-
recruiting class that year.
There's
Oh my goodness.
6 already, maybe 7 before it's over. By the way, I love this. I love this optimistic thought in Penn State, up there at State College, about this Kirklevitt possibly having enough to knock off Stevenson. I just wanted to be within
Where's that
4
coming
points
from?
because
I haven't heard of that.
I kind of made a wager with your brother. Your brother thinks nobody will get within 4 points of Stevenson, and if you bet any differently, you're ridiculous. So I took the bet, okay? And he laughed at me.
Deep Penn State rabbit hole. Where? Are you serious? Where are you reading that?
Oh, I'm hearing it from a lot of people, and mostly other people on the team. Mostly other people on the team.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I just watched Jason Knowles.
That's good. Let's shout
his
them
podcast,
out.
and
Let's give them a
he
shout
talked
out.
about, he actually, it sounded like he had it 50-50. By the way, don't forget about this. There is at least a possibility Greg Kirklevitt could be our Hodge winner. and Jason brought this up. Jason Nolf brought this up. And what a podcast, by the way.
I wanted to shout that podcast out.
Ocean podcast. I wrote on our Facebook page, they are second to no one when it comes to breaking down a match. Little Joe starts to grow
Jason
up.
Nolf
You better
and
know.
Who else? And this is what I said to you. I'm working for myself right now. I'm gonna actually start applying to college wrestling jobs, and or high school, and I'm just gonna watch that Jason Nolf's podcast and his breakdown. It's not gonna like knock your socks off, but if you're a coach or a wrestler, go watch that podcast because you're gonna get one of the most legitimate breakdowns. And
yeah, and the one thing is, you know what we are as a podcast? We're regular fans podcast, and we want to have some accurate facts. We want to have angles nobody else thought of. But we want to kind of be somewhat entertaining. We don't want to put you to sleep, people. Now, we have a lot of podcasts out there that fit in that category of they're insiders and they're kind of entertainment.
yeah,
And, I'm a little surprised that the insiders don't have more meat for us to, like, maybe they're afraid to get the meat out because they don't want to make any enemies with their insider connections.
Can I say this real quick? Let me just let the audience know, just real quick, because I've been getting a lot of hate from Penn State people. Okay, so let me just I don't care. I don't care about the hate in the comments, and
I think
I'm literally just gonna say, and don't act like I haven't shredded Iowa in the past, Penn State
true.
fans, because I've done that all the way up to this point.
Yeah.
And now I don't care. I just checked my friend group. Listen, we're not hiring. I don't need any more friends. We don't need any more fans. We want more fans, but we're gonna do the truest that we can do, right?
Yeah.
That's our goal.
And the last kind of podcast is the technique, the breakdown of technique, that type of podcast. Jason's podcast didn't blow me away as far as entertainment, but if you were out to learn stuff,
That's what I said.
it was interesting beyond interesting. And
If you watch that, you can literally be a coach. Like, that's how good it is, dude.
Yeah.
No, I said it's not going to knock your socks off, dude. But, yeah, like,
well,
once Joe is old enough, dude, he will be watching that podcast on repeat, dude. Once he's like 3-4 years old, dude, I'm going to sit in front of that TV. That's what he's going to be watching. How about that?
And, another episode I watched recently was, and I recommend you guys watch this, was Athletor had Jason Bryan on. And that was a very interesting conversation. Just two very knowledgeable minds going at it. Two very knowledgeable college wrestling minds going at it. And you just start, you learn
the one
a ton.
thing I watched that whole podcast, and the one thing, I noticed I liked, Mike Mal does like the stand-up desk thing. You notice that?
That's not bad, yeah.
And I thought,
I like that,
dude,
yeah.
We should level this thing up.
This is your set here. What am I'll just show
come
up.
on, then we can start doing takedown moves like.
Well, to bring this whole loop back to where we were,
dude. Yeah, let's go.
Jason Nolf even believes Kirk Levitt could win.
Okay.
So, and I've heard other Penn State wrestlers, and I've heard believe me, there's some people that believe this is a chance. By the way, Jason Nolf, who he went down that Hodge Avenue, he had Stevenson, absolutely. He had Kirk Levitt as absolute. He thinks Strachey, if he does it, he doesn't see him getting beat. And quite frankly, I know his style. He's going to have some non-bonus matches, but he was never in trouble. Let's be honest. Even against Angelo, was he ever really in trouble? No,
I legitimately thought that was the best chance of Carter losing this entire season.
Yeah.
And I mean, Carter did Carter.
The other three that Jason had as Hodge real possibilities is he had Carter, he had Keckheisen.
Well, if he wins, yeah.
If he beats Carter, he's got to be included in on that. And
I don't like Keckeisen because, dude, he's just gonna. I mean, he's not gonna beat out Gable.
Messenbrink.
He's not gonna beat out Messenbrink. He's not gonna beat out. But
Yeah.
let's get back to like the normal recruiting because living up to the expectations here. We went through 2022 through 18. Let's go to 17 because at this point, really, let's wrap up this point real quick because we're talking about Bo Bassett and whether we can expect him to really live up to expectations, which we set at two national championships as the number one recruit, right? So, like, at this
I
point,
always want you to wait to bring this up when Kevin calls because Kevin does not believe Bo's going to.
We'll ask Kevin his opinion, and we'll give ours at the end of this. But at this point, I think we're 2 of 5, which 2 of 5, which is of the past 5 years living up to expectations. Then we go to 2017, which is Dalton Fix and Spencer Lee, the number one, but specifically Dalton Fix, not. That would be now we're 2 for 6, right? Now, obviously Spencer Lee, yes, but
Spencer got 3.
So 2 for 6. And 2016, who was the number one recruit in the nation coming out of high school, it was Mark Hall. Now, how many championships did he have?
Let's face it, it would have been 2. It would have been 2. He got ripped out of 1. Nobody was beating him that year that they decide, stop it. Oh, I know college kids aren't getting COVID, but we're going to stop it anyway. Don't even get me started on that. Was I livid the year 1 week to go, 3 days to go to have the tournament, and I won't even go down that road.
Facts are facts. We're 2 for 7.
But yeah, quite frankly, and if you want my truth, nothing against you.
Wow, shocker.
Bull fans out there.
Well, nothing against you Lion fans over there, but am I surprised you predicted he should have, would have had another one? I don't know. Hey, listen, let's wrap it up.
But absolutely.
Because we're 2 for 7 right now, and then it's Zahid Valencia in 15.
Yes.
How many national championships do you have?
2.
Okay,
Zahid.
So technically, yes. So
Yes.
technically, we're 3 for 8.
Yes.
Okay. Let me do the math there.
Zahid.
So, like,
Zahid.
technically speaking. So, like, Bo Bassett, folks, we're talking about, like.
Zahid. The Zahid, 2 of his, that was Mark.
37.5% chance that Bo Bassett, based on the past 10 years, number one recruits, 37.5% chance that he wins 2 titles or more.
I agree.
Is that reason? Would that be the over-under line, like in Vegas? I think that actually seems pretty fair.
This is a good thing about Bo Bassett. He got to where he's at through hard work, more so than natural talent. I don't think he is the incredible athlete that, say, Mark Hall was, or I can name a whole bunch of guys that were just athletic freaks. Bo Bassett got here and so this is already in concrete. His work ethic, his discipline, his everything. That's why, to me, Bo Bassett's going to be tough to beat. We talked about, we were going to make this thumbnail, who sticks a loss on Bo Bassett. To me, the list ain't very big.
Okay, but can I say this? Can I counter you with this? Okay, maybe that work ethic and regimen could prove to be a detriment here as he transitions to Iowa. Because let me say this, and I experienced this firsthand, in corporate America, it could take me a long time. But when you have all the things that are given your favor and provided to you, it's very easy to perform well. And now he's going to move to Iowa. He has his own gym, his own home gym. People, everyone around him providing him all the support in the world, and it's very, very comfortable, and it's very easy to be successful in that environment. Now, let me transition that. Fast forward, let's go 2 years. Fast forward. Now he's in Iowa, dude. You're not the guy. You're a guy. And, hey, check it out, dude. This smoking hot chick, it's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. She wants me to stay out. Typically, I go to bed at 8 o'clock at night, but she wants to hang out a little bit, and now we're going to stay out until 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night all of a sudden. And maybe that
Zach,
5 o'clock workout time.
Bo
starts
Bassett
getting a
ain't
little
weak like
loose.
you. He's
I'm
not.
no, this is facts. This is reality of what is going to happen when he goes to college.
Yes.
Oh, girl's going to be, Bo.
No.
Come on, hang out with me, Bo.
In
You
fact,
don't need to go
that
to bed at 6 o'clock. You can come hang out with us and have fun.
Stop. That's ridiculous. That goes back to what I was saying. He's disciplined. He's not going to fall for that kind of garbage.
I'm just saying,
not
that's
garbage.
reality.
Distractions. That's the word I meant. Distractions. And by the way, it is a valid point. The whole thing's a valid point.
I'm just saying it's a reality.
Yeah,
He will.
Let me just say he is going to be the guy. He is the next Spencer Lee. Spencer Lee was the guy in Iowa, and
Bo Bassett's certainly on that point.
He's going
I'm just
to be
trying to prove the
next
contrary
Spencer
here.
Lee, and it kind of goes down the avenue of what I was saying on my Facebook post. If Iowans don't see some championships coming, 2027, 2028, 2029, better be 2 of them somewhere in there. All of a sudden, there is going to be some upset people because they've now officially, and this is us assuming that you guys get the Rainey brothers and Mako and the whole 9 yards. You better win some titles, Coach Brands, or the heat's coming. That all of a sudden, my thinking, let's say I was an Iowa fan, my thinking at this point is, this Bob Nichols is doing us more harm than good. He's prolonging the brand staying here by bringing in these studs, whether it be by transfer or NIL or whatever. But ultimately, we need a new coaching philosophy here in Iowa because it's not working against what's happening over there.
I think they have a different style. And you know what? As great as Penn State is, tell me who their biggest single legacy wrestler is. It's kind of hard to say. Ask me who Iowa's is. Iowa builds brands, personal brands. I think that's Iowa's argument at this point. Right?
All I know is the facts are the facts, and there's a lot of people that you could say, I could point out a whole bunch of people at State College that went to a higher level. Kale, the coaching staff took them there. If I said, let's have a contest. You take Iowa, I'll take Penn State. Let's name the Jordan Conaways of the world. The people that went from there's no chance he's going to AA to being a 2-timer AA. And I could just keep going. The James Englishes. What? This guy placed? I could just keep going. And
I'm talking about the future, not the past, okay? And Bo Bassett is the future.
How about a lot of these guys that got transferred into Iowa as like this is the national champ? He's expected to win the national champ and never did. Never even won it at Iowa. I'm just saying the heat is on. That's all I'm saying. And I've mentioned before everybody gets mad at me from Iowa is I don't want Brands to go nowhere. I'm just saying this is coming to a head here. He's got to get it done. The money was made available to bring in these ultra studs. You have to keep improving these guys, even the Bo Bassetts of the world, and win titles. I mean, Iowans want titles over there.
They do, but the heat is on. I mean, really with the David Taylor move, the heat is on everyone because David Taylor moves raise the expectations of everyone. And, after Bo Bassett committed to Iowa, I watched some YouTube videos out there about people knocking Richardson. It was a mock video I saw out there of daggone, what's his name, asking Richardson one alone. I thought, wow. And then Jax committed, and I thought, wow, punch back, dude. Punch back out of Oklahoma State. And that kind of fit more of the style anyway, but.
Well, it certainly ensures we're going to have super duels for the next decade between the big three. Now, can anyone match them big three and go into a duel thinking they really could win this match? And I'm talking the Northern Iowas or the Ohio States. Can they go up against a Iowa team that has Bo and Rainey brothers and really have us on the edge of our seats as they could win this? And that's what is fun for wrestling. I claim that we now have tiers. No, the only super duels that are going to be super fun is the big three. And no doubt, I put Penn State in a tier all by themselves. But realistically, Iowa or Oklahoma State, after all these big recruits are there in place, if things go right, they could beat Penn State. I'm just being
things
real.
Will change.
Yeah.
I think things already have changed, and I think you're just acting like nothing more so is going to change here in the future. I think things will continue to change very quickly.
I can see some stuff changing already. We seen that Tom opened practice at Chael.
Yes.
Sonnen.
Chael Sonnen. Shout out Chael Sonnen, dude. That was incredible content.
So he brings a camera into Tom's practice. And this is absolutely not Tom. Am I right? Tom don't do this.
No,
he keeps everything under secret, and this is. And they had the camera going the whole practice. It's up on our Facebook page. By the way, thank you, Terry, for posting that. But that was very. What did you watch that?
I did watch it. I watched the whole entire thing.
What was your take?
Well, I thought Angelo's takedowns looked tight, but no. I'm just saying. Let me say this, dude. The whole Gabe Arnold ankle tape conversation. He took an interesting approach as like I've been a manager, and so I have to address a team. I've had to address a team, and the way he addressed the team with that whole ankle tape.
Yeah.
It was an interesting approach. I'm not saying it was good or bad, but it was interesting. Right?
I kind of got that too. First thing is I can literally see Tom trying to reach new ground here, doing stuff he's never done before, and that is a good thing for Tom. That's you tell me that doesn't help recruiting, help marketing, giving an inside look, help the sport in general.
Let
us
come, Tom. Let me come down, dude, and get some same thing Chael did.
However, addressing that Gabe Arnold and the tape and the shoelaces issue, I thought that was a little strange too. My first thoughts were, okay, first thing we got to do is we got to get a Bonnie in here, and because I don't know.
My thought was, dude, like, this is a small issue. I feel like you could have made that point, like, in, 30 seconds, right? And, there's probably bigger issues to talk about right now.
On a little bit.
Let's wrap that up in 30 seconds.
Like,
and
this is small potato stuff. Enough.
Yeah.
Get enough wide enough tape.
That was kind of
never
my
happens.
takeaway.
Okay, that's done. Now. It was a spread out long little, and I'm thinking.
At one point, I was a little lost.
Aren't we wasting time here? Can't we?
What are we talking about again here, Tom? I'm lost here.
That's work on their
back.
psyches.
Scale it in, Tom.
Yeah, that's work on their minds. There's a whole bunch we can be covering here. We're still talking about the daggone laces. It was strange in that way. You nailed it right there, and I thought, wow. I don't know. And then somebody was joking.
But he did deliver his point.
You didn't see any dodgeball.
It did make sense at the end.
You didn't see any dodgeballs in that room.
Hey, but listen, he did make his point, though. If that costs someone a point in the semifinals or something, dude, okay, technically that is right. So, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's like HR, who always pulled me in the back office. Technically, if you do this. I'm like, dude, seriously, come on. Anyway, but
the thing is I'm sure the brands are fun. Now you're going to get I'm going to go the opposite direction.
I know,
I'm
dude.
such a
and
big
you need
Penn
to
State
now
fan.
because
and I see
we're now tagged as an Iowa show, dude.
The whole philosophy behind the dodgeball, and it's that really is the meat of the thing. This has to remain fun. I just wasn't having fun listening to this half-hour-long speech about your daggone shoelaces. That's all I'm saying, Zach.
I just thought it was interesting, dude. I was like, wow, dude. I was like, well, this is going to be like a serious life fulfilling full circle story here, and then it was just kind of like
I'm going to keep changing subjects on you. I just seen Wrestle Madness up there on your comments, and I got to tell you, I watched the 134 to 141 Wrestle Madness.
It's open now. Voting's open now, folks. Go to WrestleMadness.com. 134 to 140 pound. Greatest wrestler, collegiate wrestler of all time.
I like that. I liked you did an episode where you guys were kind of filling in your bracket, and it's out there to voting
Sunday, dude. Logan Stieber, Tom Brands, John Smith, Nick Lee.
That's the kind of show.
Doug Schwab.
Somehow you got to get a Jason Bryan on, because his knowledge and his didn't you say he's got a photogenic memory? And I believe he does. Like, listen to him on that Athletor
In fact,
podcast.
I texted him earlier today.
Do you ever forget anything, dude?
Also, shout out to Jason Bryan just being just a down-to-earth guy. I texted him earlier today. I haven't texted him in literally months. Actually, I don't know if I ever actually texted him, but I said, do you know where I could find the previous 2014 high school rankings? And immediate text back. So Jason Bryan, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a guy you want to go have a beer with.
I'd love to hear his picks on such a thing because of his knowledge there, and but it's a cool thing that the Madness boys are doing. And
join our club, join our group, dude. Get on it right now. It's not only that, dude. It's join the dual meets tonight, which are happening here literally in like less than 45 minutes. They're gonna start, which starts with Penn State, Michigan. Let's talk about it, dude. We did talk about it briefly a couple nights ago, but they're happening here, folks, and we're here to warm you up. Get warmed up. Okay, everyone's getting fired up for wrestling tonight, right? Everyone's getting warmed up. We're getting fired up. You might be having, a little beverage or not. I don't know, folks. Do what you do, but get warmed up for these dual meets tonight because they're happening here very shortly, and we're going to talk about them.
We got a little taste last night when we watched Bear Claw. Yeah.
Over Peyton Hall, dude.
Peyton Hall. And that was a great match. That was a great match. Quite frankly, I was glad Bear Claw won it because I thought he won it before he had to win it. He wins it right as the time's expiring, but I thought he had the takedown. But he ends up getting the takedown anyway and puts a exclamation point on there. But Bear Claw's going to be – we're going to see Bear Claw against
title contender.
Caliendo in the semis.
Officially a title contender, Bear Claw.
And by the way, Bear Claw's the one guy that I said these people are saying that, Messenbrink may tech his way the whole way through the year. I don't think so. If somehow Bear Claw can get by Caliendo – Messenbrink didn't tech him last time they wrestled, and I mean that's a dog. That's a hard working
person
dog.
I would be worried
kind
about
of
if I'm
the same as
Messenbrink.
Bo. I think Bear Claw worked his way into this. It wasn't natural ability. He worked his way, and what a statement to all you kids that want it. Deep down inside, you want to be like one of these studs out here that I'm watching on Flow or wherever you're watching. You could do it. You just need enough discipline and desire to work that hard, because we can all name 1,000 wrestlers that we seen didn't have it. We had a couple over at Littlestown where you boys wrestled. I remember this one boy. I won't bring up his name because I don't want to embarrass him. Quite frankly, he was no athlete at all. I watched him throw a ball once. Zach, I thought, dude, you don't even know how to throw. And like that looks like my daughter throwing over there. This guy had zero athletic ability, but he trained himself. He was a big dog on the wrestling mat. I mean, he knew, and boy, he was a big dog.
I know
and
exactly
so,
what you're talking about.
Yeah. But anyway, the Bear Claw over Hall. That was impressive. And quite frankly, I also want to bring up both Spencer and Valencia winning over wherever they were. Do you know?
Spencer Lee beat RBY.
That was a good match, by the way.
Another check in the Iowa win box, folks.
That was a good. I'm glad you brought that up because all them years that we dreamed of that matchup. You remember when Spencer and RBY were in the lineups, and I'd say maybe Tom will bump Spencer up, and we dreamed of that matchup. Actually watching it now, finally, after all these years, it was 6-3 Spencer, but I was impressed by both.
RBY had a late takedown. He did take Spencer down late.
And he was close a couple times. That was very interesting. But who you got there?
We got Aaron in the waiting room, but
bring him.
You want to bring him in?
Yes.
I believe it's Aaron from Wrestle Madness. Aaron,
Hey,
How
There
you
he
doing?
is.
how you doing?
Hey. Hey, I got my picks in tonight. Let me tell you that right now, folks. If you don't have your picks in, go to WrestleMadness.com now. These dual meets are happening tonight. I don't think you have this dual meet specifically, but I do believe you have maybe Ohio State, Minnesota,
Oh
or
yeah,
Iowa, Nebraska tonight, folks. Both of these duels, absolute fireworks. But Aaron, how you doing?
Let me ask you, Aaron.
yes,
Let me
sir.
throw a couple at you that we're on the verge of seeing. This is about to happen right in front of our eyes. Okay, I want right knee jerk reaction. Bar Cardenas, who we got? Wow,
You know
there's
what?
some dead air time
I
there,
think
boy.
that Barr learned a lot from Wrestling Buchanan last week.
I
I
agree.
think I've seen this with Penn State wrestlers. Let's go back to Hall. They learn from these experiences, and then by NCAAs they're winning them. So I think Barr's his trajectory is just gonna be yeah, to the
All right,
moon.
Parko,
And
love it. Parko, love
okay,
it.
yeah, I
Right?
gotta go love it. Yeah, I love it.
Wait, but isn't Parko 2-0 against him?
No, I'm with Aaron here, but however, yes, Parko is
2-0 against Lovett, right?
yes.
Yeah.
But you picked Lovett in Madness?
Is that right, Aaron? Do you know if that's right?
right.
I think it's
That's right.
Yeah. The thing is and he's hungry because he just took a loss.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness, how do you pick against Lovett the way he's been looking and the way he is on top?
So you're telling me you both picked Lovett in your Madness picks?
I didn't say that.
That's what I'm telling you.
I didn't say that.
You know what?
I didn't say that.
You gotta say what it is, dude. You can't.
I didn't
you
say
can't
that.
do that.
I didn't say that.
You
But-
can't do that.
Hey, Aaron, you
Hey,
got
Wayne is on
some,
top of all the standings. He can't be transparent. He's gotta play the game.
Yeah, you
He
know
can't
what,
be doing
dude?
his-
Yeah, especially the fact that you're on top of the standings. You can't be deeking out.
Now wait, I know Clint has some Madness wins. Okay, now I didn't study these, so I don't know for out of memory, and I'm not Jason Bryant with my memory and all. But I don't think I ever remember even seeing Aaron at the top of a Madness a list.
Have you
I don't
won
think
one?
I ever
Follow
seen
me
that.
out.
Is that
I
true?
did pretty well. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on top.
For a
I
long,
was,
long time.
right behind Piles.
Been since there was
and
only 3 people in the
15.
group. Just kidding.
I feel like I'm better at the tournament brackets versus the pick'ems. I don't know. It must be like picking how they win. I think it sinks my ship a lot, but
Yeah, I know. That's the kicker, Aaron. That's the kicker. That's the
kicker.
difference maker in the
Oh,
people
I
who
gotta
win
give it
this.
to you guys, Aaron. Man, did you guys add something fun? It really is fun. I'll tell you the truth. When you're not winning, nah, it's not so fun. But
I know. I hate it.
you know what I can do? I can just turn it off. That's dead. It's
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
I'm not even watching anymore because I just stank it up the first half.
well, you just enjoy the wrestling then.
Yeah.
You're no longer
Yeah.
watching.
And
the
then it's just
leaderboard,
back
but
to
you
what it
just
was
enjoy
in the
it.
first place. Yeah.
That's right.
But you talk about the greatest scenario, folks, is you're watching a match. You really don't care who wins here. You know it's good wrestling because it's 2 quality teams. Now, add the element of madness, and all of a sudden, this becomes the Super Bowl. Has this happened with you guys yet? Where
No,
you're
it's
in
happening tonight. It's
contention?
happening here in 30 minutes. In fact, let me ask you, just some other toss-up picks here that I'm going to ask you, and I want you to be honest with your Wrestle Madness picks. I will. Gabe Arnold, Alared, okay?
Ooh.
I went Gabe Arnold decision tonight, okay? What'd you go, Aaron?
That's what I went. It's going to be tight, but I think Arnold wins this one.
You want to say the same thing, don't you? But
I-
now you kind of
no,
don't want to
no,
say the same thing.
I went. You guys are asking me to give away the gold. I'm not
Yeah,
just
it's
giving
true.
away the gold. I'm not just gonna get my pockets out. Here, everybody.
Okay, how about Pinto and Kennedy potentially? Is there any? Could that? I mean, I went Kennedy decision,
That is going to be close there.
but Any chance of an upset there, Aaron?
Man, are these just like two banging their heads against brick walls right here, right?
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a grind fest. Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick, I'm probably gonna go Kennedy.
Well, you do have to pick. You did have to pick.
I did pick.
Is that who you picked? Or are you
I
lying,
picked, yes.
Aaron? Don't
No.
lie, Aaron. Oh,
Why
my
would I?
goodness. Anyway,
Aaron,
is Ayala going tonight or Van D? Is it, or against Van D? Or is Ayala back? And can we talk about Teamer?
Teamer and
Wasn't
Taylor.
necessarily an
Teamer and
injury.
Taylor's what maybe if it's not Parco and Lovett,
It's
Teamer
Teamer
and
Taylor.
Taylor may be the best match of tonight. If it's not either Bar Cardenas or Lovett
I agree.
Parco. And I don't even know. To me, that was one of the hardest ones to pick.
We thought it was Teamer injury. Why
No.
Etchemandia went last
was
match
a-
against Maryland. It was not. Apparently, a death in the family is what the reports we read
Yeah,
online,
like
right?
an uncle or something, and that was where Teamer was the last match. So that's good news.
That's
nothing,
good news for
nothing
Teamer.
injury.
Yeah, no,
That's
no
good news for all of us.
prolonged
because
injury. Yeah.
Like him or not, you have to appreciate watching a quality wrestler. I don't care what
Yeah, we
team
need him
they're
in that
on.
weight bracket.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So we do expect to see Teamer tonight. Aaron, let me ask you who you're going to go with in that matchup, and then we got another call in. While you give your answer, it looks like we got Sways who called in, so I'm going to bring him in. I
Okay.
believe it's his first time ever calling in.
Sways. No, he
Has
used
he
to
called
call
in?
you all the time.
Has
on
he?
Thursday, Friday nights. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
you
Folks.
had,
Go ahead,
you had
Aaron.
him
Wait.
on the very first time I ever called in. You had Swayze in.
Yeah. But I'll tell you while you're over there clicking buttons, I got to say this, folks, and feel free to chime in. I thought Kevin was calling in too. The whole, I about had it waiting for Alirez.
Welcome,
I thought
Sways.
wrestling was supposed to be fun. We know nothing about Alirez. I don't know what to think of Alirez. Now, he has number 22 tonight, tag, but he hasn't wrestled anybody yet. And so I don't know what to think of Alirez.
He was in the GOAT Madness, in fact, coincidentally, 134 to 141
Sways.
pound bracket. But welcome, Sways, to the show. How you doing, Sways? Wow, clearly, dude, you got a fresh razor over there, like yesterday, right?
Well, can I
Yeah.
ask him a question
Can you hear
right
me
out of
okay?
the gates? Sways,
Yep.
Yeah.
do you have anything to brag about over there when it comes to madness? Go ahead. We'll give you some bragging time right now.
Bragging time on Madness? Oh, it's like my college competition career. I'm toward the bottom looking at the lights.
Out!
Dude, I'm like getting ready to be 45. My colonoscopy's more pleasant than the Madness has been to me.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, dude. Yeah.
Wow.
Different type of chesty oil, but no, I'm out here in Beatrice, Nebraska, out in the middle of I drove by a lot of cows, but got a hell of a duel tonight, double duel. Snow College women out of Utah Junior College taking on Southeast Community College at the JUCO weights. The women actually have a 235 weight class, so there's 11 weight classes, 22 wrestlers, and out of the 22, get ready for this, 16 are nationally ranked.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So we're starting off with that one here in 30 minutes. And
Where
you can
can they
find
watch
that
it?
sccbobcats.com.
Okay.
And I
Say-
can try.
say that again,
I'll try
Sways.
sending it.
Say that again, Sways.
sccbobcats.com.
All right.
sccbobcats.com.
Yeah.
16
you should be
out
able
of
to find-
22 wrestlers nationally ranked
Yeah.
here. Starting in 30 minutes, that would be like 6 o'clock.
Well, I got to say this,
Yeah.
Sways, is first
Yeah.
off, if we had a madness for like Division II, Division III, the women's division, which maybe we will someday, Sways may take it like 80% of the time because I know how much
might have
knowledge
run
you
that,
have,
yeah.
Sways, when it comes to that area. And, this came back to that Athletor podcast where Jason Bryant said he urged people that, don't just like D1. There's some great wrestling at every level. Can't agree more. Can't agree more. And
Yeah.
I mean, he made the case is better even in D2, D3 because they go for it. And
well, I
I
made the case to my parents that the most exciting wrestling I've seen is high school because when you get to D1, everyone knows every scenario so well that it kind of gets a little more boring. Whereas you start dropping some levels and you get to see some real unpredictable, like you didn't see that coming. Like it gets a whole lot more exciting.
I agree. Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Sways?
Not only D2, D3, NAIA, JUCO. One thing that's been real fun, if you look up on YouTube, Iowa PBS, their public broadcasting, they've been doing duels of the week with all the small divisions. A few weeks ago, NAIA Powerhouse Grandview took on D2 Powerhouse Kearney, and it was a barn burner. The final match of the evening was number 1 versus number 1 in the country. Wow. And you know what? If you tried to get the best of the best at D1 to wrestle each other on a Friday night, you know what you'd get? Duck soup.
Duck soup.
Yeah.
Duck soup.
Yeah,
You know that taste?
And
by the way, did you guys see I made my Big Ten Network debut last week?
No,
Did you see
I
that?
did not.
No. What for?
Oh, man. I was at Nebraska. I was stretched out across 4 stands. They got me on TV and they were talking
Oh, I
about
saw
my
a picture
shirt.
of you, dude, and you're wearing that shirt. You're wearing
Yeah.
your famous shirt. Is that the
You
shirt?
wanted-
Is that the shirt? That's the shirt.
No, this is a different one. So the SEC Bobcats. This is the Bobcat actually throwing somebody.
Wow, where do you get those shirts, dude?
Custom.
I'll send you guys a message. Before I let you guys go, I do want to say right after the snow duel with Southeast, the men are dueling Rochester Community College. Rochester is non-scholarship junior college. Typically, they're in a hunt for the national championship and non-scholarship. It's kind of neat what they do at the JUCO level. The men and the women all in the same venue. The men are in the same brackets to where however you score points, if you finished like 10th, but you're the top non-scholarship school, you get a national title. So it's kind of interesting. Like I could see them possibly doing that with Division I and giving like the highest, like an FBS school when we think of the bowl schools or the ones that were just in the national duel, help them out. But before I leave you guys, Rochester against Southeast tonight, 20 matches, and out of the 20, we have 10 nationally ranked. So we got
16 out of 22 and 10 out of 20.
16 out of 22 in the women. Yeah, and that's all
incredible.
coming up. And again, you can find a Southeast Community College. They're the Bobcats. They're a second-year program. Terry Pack is the director of operations here. Way back in the early 2000s, he started up a program in Kansas, and they won a national title in year 2. So he's trying to repeat that magic all these years later. But, yeah,
Okay.
I suppose I probably ought to wet my whistle and stuff.
Go ahead, Sways. Go wet your
Okay,
whistle.
Sways.
Listen, we appreciate the call in, and listen, Penn State fans as soon as this match is over, about 3 matches in, you can probably tune over there because that one starts at 6 o'clock. But Sways, we appreciate the call in, right? Because
Yes.
I mean, we don't expect that one to be close.
Yeah, and
Sorry,
I want to.
Wolverines.
I
but
also want to.
Thank
bring
you,
up,
Sways.
Yeah, thank you, Sways. And I also
Call
want
in
to
See you
bring up.
guys.
Appreciate
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
I also want to bring up with Aaron that the episode that you showed it this morning. You showed it.
Yep.
The 134 through to 141 episode. Very good episode. I must say.
Voting lasts until Sunday.
Yeah.
Tried to show it yesterday, but
Wanted to join you guys, Aaron, but I will one of these times. But I'm glad you called in, and I just want to get the word out that that's on BEG's YouTube page. Encourage all of you guys to get and vote before Sunday on that. Ultimately, Aaron, put this in a package. What is this? What's happening for those that don't know what we're talking about?
Yeah. So first of all, Zach, you killed that episode. I think we finally figured out the format. I just shared it with all my Facebook friends because if you're gonna vote on these, man, that bracket breakdown show that we did will give you a lot of insight, and of course, we want you to make your own decisions. But man, I thought that was the best that we've done, and thanks to you for that. But just to kind of explain what it is, we started that, after or in between the trials and the Olympic Games, just to keep traffic on the website. And I formulated this idea of let's take the national champions from 1970 to current day and rank them according to certain criteria, accolades, and pit them against each other in a bracket format and have people vote on it. And we got hooked up with you in July or something like that. We did the first one where we
long ago,
we talked about the first weight, which was heavyweight, and then we moved into 150, 157, and my goal is to get them all out before this NCAA's. So we're gonna have to hustle, but that's the principle or the idea behind it, just to really expose people to some of these names that maybe you've heard but didn't know that much about, and you have to ultimately do a little bit of research to make educated.
It's a neat way of talking about the past of this sport, and some of the guys that you may be a new fan now, but maybe looking into some footage of this guy was talked a lot about. Let me look at some footage. But the question I have, Aaron, was that the format that you used and brought it to what we know now as Madness? The voting format that you were using to determine each of these weight classes of what you just talked about, did you basically take the same format and put it into what we have tonight? Like, we're using Madness tonight for 3 different events. We got
Wrestle Madness started as basically I went to the 2007 NCAAs in Detroit with my buddy Ty Moore, and he made Clint and I pick out all the entire brackets from the program. We had to fill them out, and we had our own contest, live in the arena during that weekend, and it was so much fun that we started doing. I used to make up PDF brackets and mail them to people, and or email them, and they would fill them out, send them back. And so we were doing it all by hand, and that's what initiated Wrestle Madness. We were finally like, we got to get this online. We got to have a computer score this, because it was a lot of work to score all those individual brackets.
Yeah.
And that's what came about. And then the pick'em idea was just really that spurred on from last year's success. We're like, we need to have something that fills up the whole entire season instead of just waiting for the NCAA tournament to have our
thank
big
you. Thank you, because it's awesome. Zach, I will say this much. I'll give you this much. My Madness between Minnesota and Ohio State ended 17-17. That's how close this duel, which happens at 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight, which we're going to have 2 screens going because we got the Penn State against Michigan starts at 6.
Yep.
Which, how far are we away?
Yeah, we got about 20 minutes here, folks.
Okay. At 7 Eastern time we got the Minnesota
matchup. Yep.
We got the Minnesota against Ohio State, which that, quite frankly, is probably the best duel of the night. And then at 8 o'clock, we got Iowa against Nebraska, and we got just some fantastic matchups in that I can't wait.
It is starting here in less than 20 minutes.
Yes.
Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Final thoughts, Aaron, dude. Give us, like, your biggest hype line ever of your life right now, live.
Well, what I will say is I have Minnesota winning this duel.
Wow. Go Gophers.
Okay.
That is a hype line, Aaron.
That's
I
coming
think,
from a guy that's never won one of these. Now,
That's right.
now let me.
Wow.
I happen to know a
fired,
guy.
dude.
I happen to know a guy
goodness.
who won 3 of these. So, okay, I got it 17-17. I don't know what. Here's a one-time winner. Aaron, maybe you get some
I
tips
won
from
the
this
OGs
guy.
one time,
I don't know,
Aaron.
Aaron. I'm just joking
just
around, buddy.
kidding, but
Just
all right,
joking
Aaron.
around, buddy.
I appreciate you calling in, man. We'll do another
Yeah, thanks
episode
for having me.
again soon. And listen, and yeah, folks, go watch the special from literally earlier today,
Yes,
134 to
yes.
141 pound special. But Aaron, let's fire up some wrestling tonight. I'm sure we will talk soon.
Yeah, let's.
So
I'm gonna go get my comfy chair and get ready to watch some wrestling and watch
you
me
go.
go up that leaderboard. I got you.
Okay.
cross your
Good luck,
fingers.
buddy.
Tonight.
All right,
Good
Aaron.
luck and
All
thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
Later.
All right, folks. But yes, and I also want to say Michael Myers in the comments. Michael Myers, if that doesn't scare you a little bit, Penn State fans, says take Michigan in the
He's
points.
heard that joke before.
Take Michigan in the points. Everything has to go perfectly to Penn State for Penn State to cover 38.5. Is that what the spread is? Oh my goodness, dude. The Penn State. Let's bring that up real quick, dude. Let's run through these real quick. We got about 10 minutes, dude. We haven't really had a chance. We've
We
just
didn't
been
even talk
rambling
about
on.
Well,
we never even
did
talked
Kevin
about the
ever call
topics.
because I wanted him to bring the 2027 Iowa
Kevin never
against.
called in. Kevin never called in. We've been waiting, but listen,
go on.
give us your synopsis and let's
We'll
start.
do
let's
that
start.
some other time. Anyway, the bottom line was for
Penn's-
us Penn Staters was Penn State still beats Iowa in 2027. Although Iowa is going to be loaded. They're going to be loaded.
Cardenas tonight. What happens? Josh Barr and Cardenas. What happens in about 30 minutes?
Cardenas is every time he's been winning by bonus points even. Or I mean, he's having quite of a year here, and I will say this: Barr is the underdog.
Really?
Yeah, Barr has to be considered
I guess
the
after the last
underdog.
match, I guess, but
Yes. So if Barr wins this, which I think he will, I think Barr will win this. I think he learned something in that match, like Little Doll. You have to admit, Little Doll looked like a different creature that last match, didn't he?
Oh, he absolutely
All of a
did.
sudden, there's the
Luke
guy that brought
Lillidoll.
home gold for USA. Because
we have officially
against
taken the
Peterson,
end.
I wasn't sure who I was watching. That's the guy I remember.
Yeah, we've officially taken the N for no shot out of his last name misspelling.
Yeah, and I'll never put it in again.
Yeah, but
But
we'll see because
We'll see
it is Josh Barr, and if he goes out and loses tonight, that's what
no
two in a row.
biggie.
It's 2 in a row, right?
That'll be a growing thing. But what?
All right, any other big matchups, dude? We're running out of time. Like Kirk,
I mean,
Heinzelman, but
we
then
got
there's other 2 big dual meets here.
We got Little against Serber. I think that's a biggie. Mendez against Von Bar. Mendez has basically been bonusing everyone also. Now, if he bonuses Von Bar, am I saying that right, by the way?
Von Bar?
Yeah.
Von Bar.
If he bonuses Von Bar, I am a believer. I'm a believer that Mendez now has reached a different level. And quite frankly, I've always been my number 2 team, by the way, Campbell boys, if you don't know, I watch you guys closely every time I can.
Shout out Campbell.
They are
Wrestling.
my number 2 team.
Really? Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
But I've always kind of liked Ohio State a little bit. I like Ryan. I like how he runs things over there. I just like a lot about that. So I'm not a big Mendez fan. I've said that
I know.
before.
You
know,
made
I
that
thought
clear.
he gets a little snooty, little smuggy.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
he
can't
wins.
deny
I mean, like that.
the man knows how to wrestle.
Yeah.
There ain't no doubt about that. And I know one thing, tonight's going to be very interesting seeing him against Von Bar because Von Bar he's
it's good.
yeah, he's good. So let's see. And that got me back to Alirez. I was starting to complain a little bit earlier about Alirez. A lot of we know nothing about you. And now I'm at the point where if you don't start wrestling somebody, he had some opportunities to wrestle some hammers. And he was, I'm hurt.
He's just
absent.
straight up ducked him, didn't he?
I don't know.
Straight
All
up
I know is he
ducked him.
was not there.
Oh, come on. We're being fair on this show. He ducked him. We said that at the start. We have no bias, dude. People are overreacting out there. We are not. We are not overreacting.
Like, let's put it this way. If Mendez kind of dominated Alirez, and quite frankly, and Alirez and Bartlett will probably have to meet in the semis. And you could make a case Mendez all of a sudden is in these Hodge rankings. Maybe that's reaching a little too far. Maybe.
It is. That officially is. Because there are way too many wrestlers.
I mean,
at
Alirez is a returning national champion.
Get out of here. Come on. Any other match? How about Feldman Stevenson tonight? Any chance Stevenson last 6 minutes? Or
Dude, we talked about Feldman. If this is anything less than a tech, I'm surprised.
Okay.
But if you would have asked me, this is funny how things go. Because Nick Feldman could prove us wrong tonight. Now, I don't know what's happening from here on up right now. Right now, at this moment, in Nick Feldman's head. But if Nick Feldman's got the right mindset, he could give Stevenson, because Nick Feldman has the speed, and he knows he's a dog. He is. We haven't seen it lately, and he got handled by Hendrickson, and if he got handled by Hendrickson, he's going to get handled by Stevenson.
In a bad way.
But
this will not go 2 periods. It will not last 2 periods.
Wow.
Gable will tech him.
Before the end of the second period.
I think, alluding to what I talked about earlier with Bo Bassett that I hope he can avoid in the future, I think Feldman fell under the it's the most beautiful woman I ever saw in my life.
That part where I was talking about you
a little later than what I'm used to, and all of a sudden, the dominoes are falling. But hey,
I know.
All right.
You talk about me as dad and coach. This is what I had to work with.
Well, I'm a dad now.
I'm
the
over
only
there
dad
thinking
here
about
on this
girls.
show now.
I'm trying to get them to get disciplined. Can you be more like Bo Bassett? Can you?
Your job's done. I'm the one.
That's
my
right.
job has just started as a dad. So, oh my goodness, dude. Yeah, I am not looking forward to this, folks, and it's been brutal. But listen, Iowa, Nebraska, any matchups here you want to talk about specifically furthermore than what we had already talked about here?
I mean, even the first one, we're assuming Smith goes. Cruz got handled by the little doll, so we don't really expect much there. Van D, that's intriguing because we don't know what Van D's coming out tonight. But yeah, Drake should just dominate there. Block and Hardy, that's going to be
hold on.
That's bonus points. Of course, the biggie, Parco against Lovett. Can't wait for that. Caliendo against Wilson.
Hold on a second.
Oh my
as
goodness,
you do that,
looky
folks,
here.
we got to wrap up.
Oh
What
my
better way to
goodness.
wrap up the
Yeah,
show?
go on. And
Look
he's
Look
mad.
at Morty. He's in the
mad.
blood room. He's in the blood room. Morty, welcome back. I didn't expect anything less. How you doing?
You know what? I'm just sitting here in hell. I've been gone for a while. I'm just sitting here in hell. The devil let me use the phone. And hold on, let me mute this for a second. But I'm back, better than ever.
Better than ever. What have you experienced? What's happened the past month or so? We haven't heard from you. You went mute.
You know what? So I got a new job. I went from Mr. English teacher to the land of milk and honey as a PE teacher at a different school. And I can't get home in time to call you guys. You know, driving on I-55, they don't like it when you're sitting there on your phone. All these truckers running you up right over the top of you. You know,
You went from English teacher to gym teacher?
English to PE. You know,
Well,
one of them guys.
that isn't the biggest, the best change ever.
Yeah,
English,
PE teacher.
English to gym. Teach them boys wrestling, Marty. Right?
You know, let's do a little kickball, a little bombardment.
Marty, you don't even really have to do any work anymore, do you? You just whatever. You know what? Let's play tag today, guys.
Hardest job, but the most rewarding. Today, Friday, is a mindful and meditation recovery day. So sit down,
In the
shut up,
world.
and be quiet.
Marty, I'm pretty sure Tom don't have any mindful meditation recovery days. Tom Brands. I watched Chael Sonnen, and I don't think they have them days. Is that what's going on over there, Marty? You've been a little soft lately, right? What's
Well, we're trying to change.
meditation days?
Marty,
Yeah, now with President Trump, he's changing everything. I'm sure we'll get back to a little bit more old school. You know,
Marty,
so.
I got to ask you. First off, so glad to have you back. We got to
Thanks.
have you as a regular. Somehow we got to work it in the schedule. Make sure you have these episodes when Marty can call. Love having Marty. But Marty, we know you're a Michigan fan. Give us who Michigan's going to knock off Penn State tonight. Where? What
Yes.
bouts? What
Yes,
bouts
Marty.
is Michigan going to knock Penn State off tonight?
Tonight's the night. You know what? Never say die. We're battling for every point. You know, I talked to my twin and I. We got a little group text with Coach Bormet, and you know, we share our workouts with him and all that other stuff. And I said, look, we're with you all the way. You know what? We're going. Hey, never say die, man. We're going to go battle.
Marty, can I ask you?
What?
No, wait. I know he didn't give any. That means he doesn't believe Michigan will win a bout tonight.
Well, I was just gonna ask him, Marty. You're a former coach, a very accoladed former coach.
That's right.
And you're friends with Bormet. You know,
Hold on.
That's-
I don't know if my wife heard that. Go ahead.
By the way, thank you for
former
giving him the trophy.
Very accoladed coach, yes. But listen, what words of wisdom are you giving Cardenas before he goes out on the mat tonight against Barr? Or what did you maybe whisper in Bormet's ear to tell Cardenas tonight?
Win first, pin second. We tell the kids the same thing every time. Win first, pin second. It's all about them points. I don't care if you are wrestling Srirachi and I've never won a match and I've never scored a takedown. We believe in you. We're out there with you. We're all in this together. Win first, pin second.
Win first, pin second. But
Absolutely.
if I'm a wrestler, you know what I would say next? I would say, okay, coach, but like what do you want me to do? Right?
We're gonna wrestle our match. Hey, we're gonna wrestle our match. It's the things we work on every.
How do I beat Josh Barr specifically, Marty?
We're going to be offensive and wrestle our match. We're not going to worry about what he's trying to do to me. We're going to inflict our will on him, and that probably sounds a lot like more of a Brands type theory and philosophy, but that's one I learned. We have to be offensive, and I'm pretty sure
that.
Sean's going to worry about what he's going to do.
Okay, I hate to jump in here, but I got to. Marty, you got to call in earlier next time because we got 5 minutes, and I'm leaving.
Match to start.
I'm gone in 3 minutes because I got to pee before we watch this match. Now, by the way, I think Lemley against Bartlett is a catch match. Watch out. Lemley is hungry, and Bartlett always keeps him close. Be careful, Mr. Bartlett.
Lemley
You might get surprised here. I hope not. Marty, want to talk to you again? But we got to wrap this up.
We got to wrap it
Real
up,
fast,
Marty.
Here's the tie. Lemley's from an Illinois kid. Lemley used to work out at what's the name the services team. What's that little group they do? I can't remember. His club team. He used to wrestle for Jason Tsuris, who wrestled for me and my brother when he was a kid. It's a little bit of a tie back. And then he ends up with Sean. How does this thing go full circle? I don't know. Anyway, go blue. It's so good to see you guys again. Hopefully, I get to purgatory. They pull me out of hell. I get up to purgatory, and things are going to be great.
Well,
because we got to talk about. I got to fill you in. I mean, I got I heard some really good
Yeah, you do have
stuff
news to fill us in with, Marty, but we,
the
hey, let's leave
Penn
everyone
State
with a
guy.
little cliffhanger there, right? So, you
All
got to
right.
pee? Go ahead. Go pee. Go. Scrambling
folks,
over here, folks.
Match starts, Zach. I expect
Match
that TV
starts.
on
Marty?
here in a couple. Marty, talk to you soon, dude.
We will be back, folks. And look, I think Marty froze up anyway, or maybe he burned up. It would be more like it, right? But all right, like and subscribe, folks. Watch the matches, and we will be back soon to talk about them. So thanks for watching.